Hey everyone. So I wanted to speak a little bit about this lesson only because it's something I haven't really tried before, and it's also a resource that I wanted to point you to. So this is actually the Word document at the bottom of this lesson. And all of my Word documents, like all of my lessons, generally the way I keep track of them is I have them embedded comments. So if you want to, you can open it up. Sometimes it'll open it up automatically, but if you go to Review and you go to Final Showing Markup, it'll keep the comments there. And that should be in your top version of the word bar in Microsoft Word. So this page is what I call the density proof, and it's very simple. Most of my kiddos have seen and practiced density before, but this explains in great detail exactly what I want them to do. So basically I have this more or less this insight of like, well, we have this aircraft carrier and it weighs thousands of tons. So how can we possibly float in water if someone like me, who weighs less than 200 pounds, can't? So I wanted them to really kind of grapple with this, to really conceptually, but not just from a procedural perspective, but really conceptually understand what density is. That ultimately what it is, it's the how tightly packed the matter in an object is. And if that matter is less tightly packed than water, the molecules in water, whether it be liquid or solid, ultimately it will float. And even though an aircraft carrier has an incredible amount of mass, it's actually its volume is so much bigger proportionally than its mass that it actually has a density less than 1, which allows it to float despite its immense weight. So if you follow the comments here on this sidebar, it should be very clear in terms of what they should do. I would say, one, have the students group up. I had them do it in pairs and lab partner with their lab partners. And one, they're going to need calculators. There's just an enormous amount of calculators that they need to do. Also, if they're familiar with dimensional analysis, something they might see in chemistry, that might be helpful. Otherwise, they could just use generic conversions. I would actually have them think very carefully and constructively about what they need. I had my students form groups, and I gave them a minute or two to kind of think, hey, what do we need? When we have the formula for density, what do we need? And one of those was actually calculators. I didn't pass them out at first. But also like what specific units do we need and what specific things do we need to figure this out. And as you can see, if you follow, I actually give them some units in feet. I give them some weird nautical units of mass that they start and eventually have to convert. They also need a kind of a powerful enough calculator to handle these really strong and really lengthy conversions. So make sure you have graphic calculators on hand if you're going to do this in kind of an unmodified and undifferentiated way.